This is a meeting of the panel on Home Affairs, Culture, and Sports. We have a quorum, and it's the appointed time. Item 1 on the agenda, information paper issued since the last meeting. No information paper has been received so far. Item 2, items for discussion at the next meeting. The next regular meeting will be held between 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on the 21st of April. It's a Tuesday. We're going to discuss two items proposed by the administration. First, Community Care Fund. Second, latest progress in enhancing corporate governance of national sports associations in Hong Kong. If there is no other comments, we're going to discuss the two items at the next meeting. Thank you. Now we move on to the agenda proper today. Let's invite the government officials to enter that are the team of the Culture, Sports and Tourism Bureau. The third item is report on organization of the 15th National Games in Hong Kong. Apart from the report, we have invited members that are not part of the panel to attend this meeting because this paper contains a financial proposal. The administration said that they will inject funding into the Arts and Sports Development Fund sports portion through the appropriation bill. So we need to have your views on this. If you have any direct or indirect pecuniary interest in relation to this item, please disclose the nature of the interest before you speak. Let's welcome Ms. Law, Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism, and her team for being here to report to us the organization of the 15th National Games in Hong Kong. Members, if you would like to put questions, please press the request to speak button now. Secretary, over to you and your team. Thank you, Chairman. We are here to brief members on the organization of the 15th National Games, the 12th National Games for Persons with Disabilities, NGD, and the 9th National Special Olympic Games, NSOG, and the injection of funding into the Arts and Sports Development Fund sports portion. The NGDSO, co-hosted by Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau, was successfully concluded in November and December 2025. The events co-organized and organized by Hong Kong have been successfully concluded. This is the first time Hong Kong is participating in the NGDSO as a host since the unification with our country. This is how we can integrate into the national development. And this also showcases our country's strong support for the development of the Greater Bay Area. The SAR government will continue to fulfill the missions accorded to us by the country. We work together with the Guangdong and Macau to host this wonderful event. President Xi Jinping said in his speech in the Chinese New Year of 2026 that he attended the opening ceremony of the NGDSO, and he was glad to see the collaboration among the Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau. He supports the Greater Bay Area and Hong Kong integrating into the national development. We thank President Xi for his support and encouragement. We also thank the recognition accorded to us by the Chinese authorities. The 15th National Games and the 12th National Games for Persons with Disabilities is the largest mega event that we've held over the years. Many cross-boundary coordination works are involved. This shows our capabilities in organizing mega events, and this is a major milestone for us. We've sent the largest team of delegations this year, and our teams have broken records. in the 15th National Games and the 12th NGD. Their performance will further promote the sports development in Hong Kong. This collaboration showcase a new mode of collaboration in the Greater Bay Area, and this has laid a solid foundation for further collaboration. We will continue to give full play to our edge in connectivity and to contribute our strength in the development of our country into a sports powerhouse. We will continue to dedicate resources to promote the sports development in Hong Kong. And we will go for 5 directions, namely promoting sports in the community, promoting elite sports, maintaining Hong Kong as a center for major international sports events, enhancing professionalism, and developing sports as an industry. We propose to inject $1.2 billion into the Arts and Sports Development Fund sports portion to enhance the professionalism of coaches. We will further develop urban sports and develop more types of events in Hong Kong. We will continue to leverage on NMARC's events to industrialize sports. Now I will defer to the head of National Games Coordination Office, Mr. Yan Tak-kun, to talk about the 15th National Games hosted by Hong Kong. Thank you, Chairman. The NGDSO was concluded in November and December 2025. This is the first time Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau collaborated in organizing the NGDSO, and this is the first time when the games were co-hosted by more than one city. Some 7 to 8 years ago, we started working with Guangdong and Macau in applying to host the national games. After submitting all the documents in 2021 August, the State Council announced that the Hong Kong, Guangdong, and Macau will co-host the 15th National Games. Afterwards, the 3 cities worked on preparing for the games. Now I will highlight a few key dates and events. After that, I will talk about the competition events staged in Hong Kong, and lastly, I will talk about our preparatory work. As I said, in 2021, we learned that we were able to host the events together with Guangdong and Macau. And after that, we worked on the dates of the games. Usually, national games were held in September. After talking to the General Administration of Sports of China and Macau and Guangdong, we were of the view that there are many typhoons in September. That's why we delayed the dates of the events to November. After the games, we decided that it was a great idea because in September last year there were much heavy rain and typhoon. Our weather in November was rather stable. That's why the games were not affected by weather at all. Apart from discussing the dates with the GASC, we also talked about the division of duties among the 3 cities. We all have events that we want to host. The GASC said that they will focus on Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau. As Guangdong has already hosted the national games for 2 times, they have much experience. So Hong Kong and Macau will have the priority in choosing the events that we want to host. After much discussion, on the 11th of April 2024, the inaugural meeting of the organizing committee of the 15th National Game was held in Guangdong. The chief executive with the chief secretary for administration was the chairman of the Hong Kong SAR organizing committee. After the dates and the division of duties have been confirmed, the 3 regions work together to prepare for the national games. In 2023, we established some committees and working groups to prepare for the national games. The Hong Kong SAR Organizing Committee was overseen by the Chief Executive, with the Chief Secretary for Administration as the Chairman and Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism as the Secretary General. A steering committee and 5 coordinating committees were set up under the Organizing Committee to oversee the arrangements. And the CSTB set up a working group to oversee the preparation. After that, we rolled out many events to promote the event. We held the ceremony for the one-year countdown for the 15th NG and the NGDSO at the central government offices on the 9th of November 2024. And in August 2025, we held the 100-day countdown event for the National Games at the Hong Kong Velodrome to enhance the community's awareness of the events. In October 2025, we held a flame lighting ceremony, and the lights was passed on to Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau. And in November, we held the torch relay. There were 50 torches in 4 places, and the torch relay started simultaneously. As for the torch relay in Hong Kong, we have representatives from Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, from the sports sector, and from other trades. The relay started from the government central complex to Wan Chai, all the way to Tsim Sha Tsui by ferry. Through the Tsim Sha Tsui East, the athletes bring the torch to Kai Tak Sports Park. On the 9th of November, we had the opening ceremony of the National Games. There was a flame lighting ceremony with representatives from Hong Kong, Macau, and Guangdong. There were many arts and cultural performances with Hong Kong elements at the opening ceremony. Now on to the competition. Out of the 34 competition events, we host 8 of them. They were chosen based on the venues that we have, our athletes' capabilities, and their popularity in Hong Kong. Apart from the competition events, there are 23 mass participation events. Bowling was held in Hong Kong. In August, the bowling event was held in Kai Tak. Now we'll go into each and every of the 8 competition events. The first one to start is the beach volleyball. It was held before the opening ceremony of the National Games on the 31st of October. We picked a temporary football pitch at Victoria Park. Victoria Park is a very famous landmark of ours. It's highly flexible. We staged flower shows, trade shows, and sports games such as tennis at Victoria Park. We chose to stage a beach volleyball court at Victoria Park because we want to bring this sports to the bustling city center so that it's more easy for people to watch the games. All athletes, including those from the mainland and the chairman of the International Beach Volleyball Association, were of the view that by having this game at the Victoria Park, it will further promote the sports.
In the 6 football pitches of Victoria Park, we set up main competition venue and then 3 other venues, a total of 7 for athletes to use. in the main venue, we had 1,000 spectator arena. So the event was very well received and received a lot of publicity. Well, the ticket sales were very good for the heats and semifinals. And then we had a team to compete with athletes of the country. And then we've got the handball for men at Kai Tak Arena, Kai Tak Sports Park. We've chosen handball because starting from 2018, we have a team sport development program. Among the many team sports, we have seen major improvement in our handball team in Asian and even national games. They did very well. So a few years ago, we already decided handball should be one of the competitions to be held locally so that more people can learn about this, and then we can cheer for our athletes. Our athletes have worked very hard. They are very passionate, and they performed very well in preparation and participation. So they were among the 4 finalists. Basketball, we've got a few events. Adults, those under 22 and those who are under 18, competitions were held in different cities. For us, we have men's under 22 in Hong Kong. Hong Kong Coliseum used to host a lot of sports events, and then for the national games, we put in new flooring and also new nets so as to fulfill the very high requirements. Our men's U22 team did very well. They almost joined the 8 finalists, and they ended up at 9th in the whole team. And then Rugby 7 in our Hong Kong stadium, Kai Tak Stadium. We are very strong in this event. We decided to host it at the Kai Tak Sports Park. And then our men's team had won gold medals a number of times in the past, and this is the first time they have won a gold medal for the NG because they were well supported by the local community. Golf was held in Fanning Course, one of the oldest golf courses in Hong Kong. The Fanning Course has hosted a number of major events in the past. Our men's team and men's individual did very well. They almost could net some medals. And track cycling, our first gold in NG was got by Wang Gambo. He entered track cycling, and we have chosen Hong Kong Velodrome for the event to be held. Lei Siwing and Liang Wingyi won gold in the medicine event, and then Lei Siwing also got gold in the women event. We've also got a triathlon. We have chosen our Central Harbour Front and Victoria Harbour. First, our athletes has to swim at Victoria Harbour, and then they have to cycle in Central and Wan Chai to be finished by running. We have chosen Victoria Harbour so that spectators watching the event could see the very spectacular scenery of our harbour front. And then at the Central Harbour Front, we set up a spectator stand so that spectators can see how our athletes transit from cycling to run, and there is a major screen to showcase the whole swimming event. And the tickets were very popular, and then we also won some medal. Fencing is one of our strong events, and then Kai-Tak Arena of Kai-Tak Sports Park is a multifunctional park, and within 24 hours after the handball event, we were able to change it to an event for fencing. Many athletes from Hong Kong and from the mainland felt that our venue was even better than that in Paris. Our fencing team did very well, 1 gold, 1 silver, and 2 bronze. It was the first event when a gold medal was obtained. And then they also won medals in other 3 events. We have cross-boundary events. Among the 34 competitions held in different cities of the country, in order to highlight the fact that Hong Kong, Macau, and Guangdong are joining hands to host the ND, we have chosen road cycling covering Zhuhai, Hong Kong, and Macau, and athletes marathon covering Shenzhen and Hong Kong. We did a lot of preparation. We had to choose the competition course. We had to ensure that the course was safe for athletes. For instance, on Hong Kong Zhuhai Macau Bridge, or after the bridge, we had to identify the right course because the road was for vehicles, not for cycling. We have to repave part of the road surface to ensure that the road was even for cyclists. And then on the day of the event, after transport was halted, within a couple of hours, we had to lay the plastic floor to ensure that it was all safe for athletes. Mr. Yang, I really enjoy your presentation, and we could feel the ambience of the event. But then we need time for a discussion, so can you hurry up a bit? All right, thank you. And another characteristic of our cross-boundary event is the use of technology. So using RFID and positioning and wristbands, there was clearance, and so our athletes didn't have to stop. And then we did very well. We won a lot of medals locally and in Guangdong and Hong Kong. And we've also got other events for the NGDSO, such as wheelchair dancing and fencing, etc. We have chosen Manshan Sports Park and also Chunwan and the Kai-Tak Arena. So our athletes were able to take advantage of competing in their home turf, so they did very well. We won over 130 awards, record high. We've also got competition villages so that spectators can feel the ambience. And then we have got a beach volleyball pitch for spectators to participate, and we have mobilized over 15,000 volunteers. They served more than 360,000 hours. It's the largest team of volunteers ever in Hong Kong. They took part in serving the spectators and in greeting and services, etc. And we have chosen 4 ports for receiving the athletes, and for VIPs, for officials from other cities. And we did not have a village for athletes. Instead, we used 10 hotels to receive the athletes and also other technocrats. We have to ensure that food is safe for all our athletes. So we have very strict control. There is a dedicated store in Guangdong, and food is transported to Hong Kong for storage in a dedicated area, and there must be proper testing before food is served to athletes. And we're also very stringent in drug control. We have not had any incident of athletes taking prohibited drugs. We have sold 170,000 tickets for the DSO. More than 8,000 tickets were sold both online and offline. We received $450 million of sponsorship from our sole sponsor, Hong Kong Jockey Club, and some public transport operators and utilities companies provided sponsorship in kind. And we have franchises, and the souvenirs were sold at over 200 sports. And we have many photo sports in Hong Kong, and our mascots are now very popular in the Greater Bay Area. And we have also got some special installations. In Central, we have a tree made of recycled materials to show our solidarity. And just off the Kai Tak Sports Park, we've got a shoe to show how we have left footprints of cooperation in running the NG. And at public transport locations and also at popular sports of the city, we have got installations, we have got community promotional events. We've invited athletes to visit schools, and national sports associations were also invited to do presentation at schools. We have APIs on TV and radio to let the public have a better understanding of the NG. And we've also got a media center at Dr. Sun Yat-sen Park, so that all broadcasts will be done through the media center. We have close to 800 friends of the media going to our media center to work. All the events were broadcast by the CCTV, and then signal was transmitted to our major media center, and then our 4 local television broadcasters could broadcast the events live for free. So in conclusion, I think our secretary has already said that it was a major milestone for development of sports, and it's also a major milestone for collaboration within the GPA. We should give full play to our advantage, and we should continue to contribute to the country to be a strong nation for sports. And then we've also got this very interesting publication. It's been distributed to members beforehand, so feel free to browse through it and look at the beautiful pictures. Thank you, Secretary and Mr. Young, for your sharing. I have to apologize because I asked you to speed up, because now the title of the book is 600 Days of Glory, and you were asked to go through 600 days in such a short period of time. Now I give the floor to members. Kenneth Fogg, Lau Chi Peng, Cheng Yong, Chris Ip, Adrian Ho, Chen Hoyan, Vincent Cheng, Julian Lau, and myself. 10 members would like to speak. And I'll draw the line when Mr. Kenneth Fogg has started speaking. Each member will have 4 minutes for both questions and answers. Mr. Ken Wong.
Thank you, Chairman. 2019, our country published the development blueprint for sporting powerhouse. It was said that we are going to develop ourselves into a sporting powerhouse, and it is said in the paper that we will co-host Games with Guangdong and Macau to deepen industry collaboration. I wonder if the administration have any mid to long-term plan. Will we leverage on SkyTech Sports Park to apply to host international games or continental games or competition so that we can turn Hong Kong into an Asian international metropolis and promote local sports industry? And do we have any plans to further collaborate with Guangdong and Macau on some other sports event or talent training? Secretary, thank you. Apart from Katak Sports Park at Hong Kong Coliseum, at Hong Kong Stadium, as well as other sports center, we have many different activities. As Mr. Wong said, prior to the national games, we have been working with our country in their efforts to become a sporting powerhouse. We do not only host events, we have been working on athlete training, coach training, and supporting further the Sports Institute to enhance the capabilities of our athletes and our sports industry. All these are reflected in the Hangzhou Asian Games, the Paris Olympic Games, and the recent national games. We have achieved our best results so far. Since the commissioning of the Kai Tak Sports Park on the 1st of March, we have staged the Grand Prix of table tennis. We have hosted a women volleyball games and rugby 7. The Rugby 7 is a very important event in the sector. We have been participating in the football games at Kai Tak Sports Park and Hong Kong Coliseum. We have staged tennis and badminton, ping pong, WTT mid-year games, our badminton international games. We'll continue to host these events. As I said, after accumulating experience from the national games, we may be able to host international, national, or Asian mega competition events. I think that we have showcased our capabilities in hosting large-scale sports events in terms of event organization, infrastructure, coordination. We have staged multiple games at the same event. As we have success in cross-boundary events, maybe we'll look into hosting similar ones in the future. Of course, we have to work with provincial governments from other cities. So we need to make early planning. I will further elaborate later on. Thank you. Mr. Kenneth Falk. Thank you, Chairman. As a member representing the sports sector, I'd like to extend my gratitude to the government and the commissioners. I know that you have worked very hard on preparing the national games, and we have achieved great results. I'm much grateful for that. Here, we are also discussing the injection of $1.2 billion into the Arts and Sports Development Fund. As a member from the sector, I'm glad to see that the government is injecting this $1.2 billion into the fund. I know that the review was done after the Asian Games. Can you let us know more about the details of the review? I'm also much concerned about the mega event economy. In 2025-26, the contribution of mega event economy is as high as $1 billion. The administration said that they will raise the level by 50%. So I wonder what it means. Because the government said that for the next application cycle for Denmark, they will raise the funding level for local international events by 50%. The cost of hosting large-scale events is huge, while it brings much benefit to us. So I'd like to know more about the funding ceiling. Third, we have been talking about building our country into a sporting powerhouse. They propose to increase the number of people who exercise by 40%. So, do we have any KPI on, say, the number of people who exercise more? Can we dovetail with the 15th five-year plan? Secretary, thank you. Regarding these topics, I have been in discussion with Mr. Falk and the Olympic Games Committee. As for the review, well, we will do it after the conclusion of this year's Asian Games. We will look at the needs of various teams to see if we will keep the 8 teams. In 2028, we will look at how many teams can enter the Los Angeles Olympics Games. As we're preparing for the Asian Games, before we have the results, we have done this thing. Previously, we subsidized 90% of the cost. Now we fully fund the cost of participation in any sports events. We hope that the athletes can better prepare for their games with the development program for team sports. For team sports, all athletes have to train together. They have to participate in the games together. So we will definitely enhance our support for them financially. Regarding the mega events economy, we have many subsidies and funding scheme. We have many large-scale sports events with international elements that may facilitate local sports development. For Denmark event, we do have subsidy and support, but there is a ceiling for it. I think that Mr. Falk was referring to high-level events that require us to dedicate much funding and upgrade our venues before we can host it. We have taken into consideration that when we considered the level of funding to be injected into the ASDF. As we are talking to the owner of these projects, I'm not in the position to disclose any details. Otherwise, it may jeopardize the negotiation. But that's what we are working on. We will support these games. Thank you. Next, Mr. Lau Chi-pang. Thank you, Chairman. The Commissioner just gave a report on the organization of the 15th National Games. We are concerned about the money that we've spent, the performance of our athletes. It seems that we have a very successful experience. This is not the games that we host by ourselves. We co-host it with other cities. Hong Kong as one of the cities in the Greater Bay Area. What advantage do we have in hosting these large-scale sports events? Is there anything that we can improve? When we host national or international or regional sports events, is there anything that we can do better? What have we learned? 2 questions. Secretary. Thank you. The national games have been concluded for a few months. This is the last time Mr. Young is coming to the Legislative Council. The reason why he's still at his job is because he is looking at what we've done well in the national games. We are summarizing our experience. The head just now said that we were praised for using the Victoria Park well. We were commended for using the Kai Tak Sports Park well. For cross-boundary competition events, we have achieved some breakthrough. We have worked on contactless customs clearance for cross-boundary triathlon and marathon. Because this is a national game, we have achieved much breakthrough, and with such experience, we can host cross-boundary events in the future more easily. Kai Tak is a rather fresh venue, so when we turn it into a handball or fencing venue, technically it's not easy because there is much plastic involved in the handball games. It's very much different from the fencing because fencing requires electronic equipment. We have accumulated much experience in the process. On drug checking, food testing, we did have some experience, but we used to just focus on horse racing or East Asian games. We didn't have experience in hosting national games of such a scale. So all these experience will help us in hosting national, Asian, international games. On allocation of venues, well, I can share with you our experience with the Hong Kong Coliseum. Our basketball U22 was very exciting because spectators were able to watch the games at a very close distance. But we didn't have a secondary venue. So when the athletes need to warm up, should we create a secondary stage for them, or should we ask them to go to a nearby venue to warm up? It seems that we don't have a venue to stage international high-level basketball games. It seems that we have to upgrade our hardware. So these are the key points that we have summarized, and we are still working on the report to be submitted to the General Administration of Sports of China. Thank you. Thank you, Secretary. Chairman, my question is that Hong Kong, as one of the cities, what our edge is in collaboration with other cities and what experience we have accumulated to do better in the future. Maybe your questions is to be answered in the future. Thank you. Mr. Chan Yong. Thank you, Chairman. I think that the national games have been a success. I have a quick question. I give full recognition to the organization of the national games, especially with regards to the contactless customs clearance. This is a great enhancement. This is the first time we adopt such a measure. For beach volleyball, triathlon, these are very popular events. Can we regularize such games so that we can generate income for our city and footfall? Second, we have venues suitable for staging such events, but sometimes we don't have electricity supply connecting to these venues. So should we not take this opportunity to upgrade these events so that they can be used to stage international games and activities? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chan Yong.
Yes, I want to thank Mr. Chen for his recognition for our work, and I can also address the concern of Professor Lau as well. I talked about our experience and where do our strength lies. I think in the NG we can see our efficiency and our ability in reception apart from visitors coming to view the games, do we have other attractions? If I remember correctly, during the NG, we had about roughly 17 to 80% more visitors than the same period in past years. So sports could be our strength in attracting visitors. And as Mr. Chen said, for seven-a-side, basketball, and triathlon, we have a landmark arena in Kai Tak Sports Center. And then we used the Victoria Harbour as a backdrop in hosting a triathlon. If you look at that book, you can see a very spectacular picture, athletes jumping into the Victoria Harbour together. So we can use the event to showcase attractions and characteristics of Hong Kong. And in our creative industry, we used to be weak in this area. In the past, we did not devote too much effort in developing culture and creative products, but we have looked at the Winter Olympic Games in Harbin and also the Olympic Games in Beijing, and we saw the success of the mascots. So this time, our mascots were able to generate cultural and creative products, and this is a good experience for us. As for cross-boundary arrangement, as said by Mr. Chen, we can organize more events of this kind, more cross-boundary events. But as I said, we need the governments of at least two cities to work together. For instance, crossing the boundary, we need the support of the other side. We will host more events of this kind, maybe not this year, but hopefully next year we can have large-scale cross-boundary events. Mr. Chris Ip, thank you. The success of the NG shows that the three places have the capability and the manpower and also the power to hold such events. So members of the public may be eyeing Olympic Games in the future, but of course this is a decision for the country, not for us. But then we can have more international events and sports activities. I really support this. We have Hyros, which is a new event, very popular among members of the public. So can we make use of this opportunity to host such events in Hong Kong? I have did some homework. In Taipei, there were about 3,000 to 4,000 competitors, but this time the number has risen to 10,000. We can use this opportunity. For instance, even LegCo can set up a team to join that will encourage the sports development in the community. And then usually after a major sports event, members of the public will pick up interest for a particular event. So do you have any long-term sustainable strategy to promote sports for all? Hyros. Yes, I have some understanding of this event. If LegCo would like to form a team, I hope I can view the contest myself, because it's really very demanding, physically demanding a type of activity. Hyros, as far as I understand, that at Kai Tak and also AWE, there were events in the past. I think a particular sports shoe brand has got shoes, particularly for Hyros. So some other events were mentioned. I have said more than once that in national, Asian, and world events. Now we are more than ready to host such events. I have listed a number of such events. Rugby 7, for instance, is run like a carnival. And last year, WTT and badminton world tournament, we did a very good job. And the organizers were very satisfied, and they already said that they're coming back and they're looking for a time slot and also venue to come back to Hong Kong. So we can sure do more in the future. And as for popular sports, Mr. Ip was very correct. So long as our athletes do well or have done well in some events, then even adults and children can be attracted. Fencing is one good example, handball another. We are more interested because we saw how well Wong Chat Lam played tennis. We wanted to play tennis again. So long as we have sufficient venues, we encourage this to happen. And we also want to encourage development in schools. That's why we will help to popularize sports in schools. We hold different events for them. I have seen some inter-school competition. Some of them, some of the events were held in Queen Elizabeth Stadium. It was a volleyball event. And then we have to build up a ladder. And I think at the FSFC Finance Committee, we can discuss more. Mr. Adrian Ho, Vice Chairman. First, I want to thank the administration for its hard work in preparing and hosting the NG and NGDSO. We have been very successful. Some of the events were held in Hong Kong, and the scale was the largest ever. And in the change of venues and the crowd control and interdepartmental cooperation was excellent. In particular, within 24 hours, the venue was changed from one for handball to fencing. I know how challenging it was. So for sharing of venues for different events, now you have the experience this time. Will you build up standard protocol in the future? And we have made $30,000 in the total sale of franchise products, and we've also received a lot of sponsorship in cash and in kind. So, how do you think commercialization can help to lower the cost of hosting the games? And we have also good, excellent, barrier-free access for spectators. I'd like to know whether you will apply this experience to our own LCSC facilities so that they can become barrier-free. Change of venue, Kai Tak in particular. Now is the main arena for activities. I think they have gathered a lot of experience this time. I hope they can share with us for operating LCST facilities and even the AWE, which is quite frequently used for sports events as well. So when we build new venues, in the past, we like to build a particular venue for a popular event. For instance, Hong Kong Velodrome. In building new venues, I think we should look at making it multifunctional, because Hong Kong is a small place with a huge population. We have to ensure that our venues can be multifunctional so that different sports can have their own venues. I only learned recently that the venue for volleyball and basketball can be very different. The the flooring can be very different. So we should consider how one venue can be very quickly switched to be used for another sports event in the future. As for the effect of commercialization, while our mascots were very well received, we cannot rely on the sales of the mascots for footing the bill. Now, take Egypt. We have got the Egyptian exhibition in our National Palace. The Egyptian cat mascots were very well received. People may want to have a small cat attached to the backpack, and people may scramble for such mascots, and that can attract visitors to the exhibition as well. So in future, we are going to explore development of franchise products in the future. In Kai Tak, initially we received some inquiries. Now, for the disabled, they have to negotiate very long staircases in order to see handball. For instance, we will consider giving better directions and signs, and we have also learned a lesson in deciding what venues are good for persons with disabilities. Ms. Chen Hao-Yan, I want to thank the administration for running a very successful NG and NGDSO. We understand that our athletes, able or disabled alike, have done very well and have netted many awards. However, my concern here is the injection of $1.2 billion into the fund. I'd like to know how we can make better use of the money for the urban sports funding scheme in particular. I understand there are 10,000 places per year to promote this. I'd like to know how you're going to allocate the places, and will you have particular consideration for the ethnic minorities and the disadvantaged. Earlier on, I asked the LCSD for some figures. You want sports, you want athlete sports, you want elite sports, you want popular sports, you want to do this and that. But we are not too sure about the statistics. I also written question. For instance, how many 3-on-3 basketball courts we have that are up to international standard? The reply was they have not compiled such statistics. If we don't even have such statistics, how can we enhance the planning of sports events? Because for 3-on-3 basketball courts, we have to consider the width and also length of the court, and also need the scoring board. I asked for figures, statistics from the LCSD to no avail. So we must improve our statistics keeping so that we can really make sports more popular in Hong Kong. Another simple question is, some events were held at Kai Tak Sports Park. The Secretary talked about barrier-free access. Whenever we have a major event there, you will block all the passages, and even the access to the hotel is jammed. But you need some letting off points for the disabled and also the elderly. And there are people who are willing to arrive by public transport, but they had to be dropped off far away at To Kwa Wan. So there is a big room for further improvement when it comes to the public transport arrangement in the vicinity of the facility.
Secretary, I think that we have to put things in context. First, as to how many venues we have are suitable for 3-on-3 basketball court. I wonder why our colleagues said that they don't have such a record. Many of our sports courts were built years ago. Most of our basketball courts are fit for many different types of games, including 3-on-3 basketball court. I think that Ms. Chen was asking about venues for competition that can house spectators and that are installed with a timer panel. The standards for such a venue may be high, so maybe we don't have many venues that are suitable for it in the LCSD. For basketball, 5-on-5 basketball games, if you're talking about venues that can house CBA games, we don't have many of them, to be frank. As for transport services for Kai-Tak Sports Center or Sports Park, when we host Rugby 7, the traffic arrangement is easier because spectators come and go. But for concerts, it's very much different because everyone comes and leave at the same time. We have accumulated experience over the past year. We're looking into whether we can be more flexible with the pick-up and drop-off spots. We do notice reviews come from the community. We are looking into making adjustment with the police. I'd like to also garner your understanding that we need to be careful with the transport and traffic arrangement for sports or concerts that house 50,000 spectators. My understanding is that people are now more used to walking from the MTR stations to the sports park. For VIPs that prefer using cars or for disabled persons that need to use other types of vehicles, we will look into making further arrangement for them. There are 4 members still waiting to speak. Mr. Chen Vincent Chang, Ms. Julia Lau, Ms. Jovi Chen, and myself. I will still allow you to speak for 4 minutes, but please be succinct. Thank you. I thank the CSTB for hosting this very successful national games, and I'm proud of our athletes. So what is our next step? I've watched many of the competitions in the national games. During competition, I see fans and friends from different provinces and regions coming to Hong Kong. I think that is great for us to have so much support. But as we participate in, we don't participate in games in other provinces or regions of our country. I know that the government want to host more landmark events with the $1.2 billion injection. But I hope that we can participate in more sports games in the mainland. In the past, it seems that we have been participating in games staged in other Asian countries. Can we dedicate more resources to host more games and invite athletes from different provinces and regions around the country to take part in? Secretary, by participating in high-level sports game will allow our team sports to be enhanced. Our team is participating in the national basketball games, and if they can be upgraded, if they can win, then they can play in a higher level game. It comes down to venue. We will have to look at whether we can, over the medium to long run, build more venues or courts that are suitable to host more games. For handball, as our athletes fared quite well in the national games, they were invited to participate in the national handball Games. This is a great opportunity for our team. After the Asian Games held in Fukuoka in Japan, we will review our team sports to see if we can participate in larger events. Thank you. Ms. Julia Lau. Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to give recognition to everyone who participated in the preparation of the national games. This is a miracle for us. And I think that many people are inspired to exercise more. I have a suggestion. I think that we should ride on this opportunity to collaborate with universities to develop products to further improve our performance. My alma mater has a dedicated department that work on R&D of sports equipment. That is Nike. I think that this is something that we should look into. Thank you. Sparks Technology. Secretary. Thank you, Chairman. Ms. Lau's observation is correct. In the Hong Kong Sports Institute, well, they have been working with the Hong Kong UCU and Polytechnic University. They work on not just products. The reason why our athletes were able to achieve such good results in the national games, technology plays a great part. We're talking about nutrition and analysis of training. We do have new technology to look into the bodily parameters and conditions of athletes. And while I have heard of a technology that can detect the likelihood of injury of a athletes in a particular game, if we have such a technology, then that would be great for our basketball teams, because if we have such a technology, we will avoid exhausting individual athletes. Regarding products, when Mr. Ip talked about High Rocks, some sports shoe brands have rolled out High Rocks series. So we will definitely roll out products that are suitable for high-level sports. Sneakers, sports shoes have been very popular. Sometimes because of the styles, sometimes because of athletes wearing them during the games. I thank Ms. Lau for her suggestion. Thank you. I know that Hong Kong USD and CHK have been working on it. Quite a number of universities. Ms. Jovi Chan. Thank you, Chairman. I thank the administration for the report. I don't think anyone would object to the fact that the national games have been very successful. The Hangzhou Asian Games, the Paris Olympic Games, and the 15th National Games the performance of our athletes have been great. The administration will inject $1.2 billion into the Arts and Sports Development Fund sports portion. Will the administration talk to the Hong Kong Sports Institute to host World Sports Game so that more local athletes can obtain support? This will alleviate their financial burden and promote diversified development of our sports industry. My second question. I understand that the Secretary has given us a summary on various aspects. Sorry, I don't really catch the questions. Sorry, I will speak up. My second question is about the 15th National Games. The Secretary has made a summary on different aspects of the games, but regarding ticket sales, can you share with us some figures? Last week, I participated in an event of my union, and some athletes with disabilities gave us a sharing, and they wanted to have their performance seen. But in terms of ticket sales, it seems that the number of tickets sold for NSOG is lower than that of the NG. Is there any measures we can adopt to raise awareness of people towards the NGD and the NSOG? Secretary, thank you. Maybe I will answer the second question first. Regarding NSOG, with one ticket, you can watch games on multiple different days. That's the answer I got from the head, as there are not that many events in the games, so we only sold 8,000 tickets. Let's not forget that the competition events for the NSOG came after the Wan Foot Court fire. That's why we kept low profile in terms of our promotional campaigns, so it's not appropriate for us to advertise the games in an extensive manner. When our athletes achieved good results, we did report on it. After the ping pong competition games or the bocce, the wheelchair fencing events concluded, we noticed that the ticket sales for those events were great. But for events that we're not good at, the ticket sales were lower relatively. We may not have sold that many tickets, but we have arranged for primary, secondary school students and friends from NGOs to watch the events under the NSOG. Regarding sponsorship for elite athletes, in the last financial year, we have conducted a review. We have increased 8% of the monthly subsidy given to athletes. For adult teams, we have raised the subsidy from $7,000 a month to $10,000. Last year, we also made some review and some adjustment to retain some sports events in the category of elite sports. They are tennis and snooker. The threshold used to be quite high because we asked the athletes to win some very important events for the sports to be considered an elite sports. But sometimes it takes time, and this is not something that the athletes can decide for themselves. As to whether an athlete can take part in the Olympic Games or Asian Games, it depends on the hosting country. So we should not use that as a standard to decide whether a sport is an elite one. We will continue to review our standards. Thank you. Mr. Kenneth Falk, you'd like to put follow-up questions? I have to declare interest. Regarding the $1.2 billion injection, I have to declare interest. I am a chairman of the SFOC. Thank you. Last is my turn. I have two questions. First, I thank the administration for dedicating so much effort, resources on the national games. I remember Secretary attending many different competitions, showing her support for the events. Is there any moments that you'd like to share with us? Second, I was surprised that we were able to host the beach volleyball, and we were able to host it at the Victoria Park instead of at our beach. How did you come up with the idea, and where is the sand now? Thank you. I'll defer to the head to answer the question. Thank you. We chose beach volleyball because we want to make full use of the features of the Victoria Park. We need to create 7 courts to stage this beach volleyball game. Our largest beach is located on a slope. Beach volleyball is different from swimming. You need the sand to be very fine. We need extremely high quality sand, so they have to be procured from other countries, and after using the sand I have to export it to other places for games. So we're not going to pour them into our beach. We are of the view that it's appropriate for us to stage the game at the Victoria Harbour, rather Victoria Park. Usually beach volleyball is staged at a more remote area, and the reason why we want to stage it at Victoria Park because we've learned from the experience from other cities and countries, and it's turned out to be very successful.
Now, to be sentimental, now before we started Angie, I said a number of times that hopefully we could hold a successful game, and we wanted to achieve 2 objectives. First, to enhance the public's passion and interest for sports, and then they could also actively take part in sports. Secondly, because it was national games, our local athletes will be able to compete with elite athletes from our country. Hopefully that could add to our sense of pride. Hopefully our athletes could perform well, and it would also be a sense of a national identity. Well, we haven't got formal statistics, but from what I heard from the General Administration of Sport of China, Hong Kong got the highest number of awards per capita given our small size. So I really take pride in our teams. Now, I think that is the award won by our handball team. Our sports teams did so well. They performed so outstandingly that all fans really support our fans. So even for the Davis Cup tennis tournament, we have fans cheering and showing support using banners. So I came to understand that if we work hard to promote sports in Hong Kong, the public can feel it, and our athletes also feel that having Hong Kong as a home turf can boost their performance. If we have more tournaments in the future, and if our athletes do well when the event is held in Hong Kong, then they can achieve higher rankings when they perform overseas. And that's why in this year's budget, we hope to increase the budget for sports development. Thank you. Once again, I'd like to thank the Secretary, Mr. Young, and also the Commissioner for the hard work. And before we end this item, I'd like to confirm with members, is there no objection for the injection of $1.2 billion into the ASDF sports portion for promotion of sports? Do we agree to that? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Secretary, and your team. We go on to the next item. That is implementation of youth development blueprint. I have to apologize to members. I really was too lenient in the last agenda item because we don't know when will be the next time when we could host other national games. So I am going to be very strict when it comes to time control in the next session. Now we have Mr. Clarence Leung and his team for this item. The meeting will be extended for 15 minutes. Will all members would like to speak, please press the request to speak button. Thank you. . So let us welcome Mr. Clarence Leung, Undersecretary for Home and Youth Affairs from the Home and Youth Affairs Bureau, to report to us implementation of Youth Development Bureau. In fact, we've also got two other undersecretaries present. From the Constitutional and Mainland Affairs Bureau, Mr. Clement Wu is also present, with 8 bureaus or departments present. Mr. Leung, are you going to kick off first? Thank you, Chair. Thank you and good afternoon, members and Chair of the panel. We'd like to brief members on the latest implementation progress of the Youth Development Bureau and also new initiative related to the youth in the past few years. Now, this is the first year of the 15th five-year plan, and we have also got the first 5-year plan for the youth development plan. We will consult the public, and then we will also give full play to our unique advantages with the backing of the mainland, so that we can have young people who have global perspective, aspiring and positive mindset and affection for our city and our country, and so that they can contribute to our city. The blueprint was a very important framework for the overall development of youth policy, and it has got the long-term strategies for us. Since the blueprint was released in December 2022, our Bureau has been implementing the 160 specific actions and measures contained in the blueprint to support the development of our young people on all fronts. From time to time, we also gauge the latest situation of our young people and update the measures in order to address the ever-changing needs of our young people. From the release of the blueprint to now, 130 more measures have been launched, and they are being implemented on track. Now, we have 4 different chapters: exploration, hope, empowerment, and contribution. And I'll go through the chapters one by one. First, exploration. Now it is important for young people to understand our country. So patriotic education has been incorporated into the education system, and we will promote patriotism education. Will encourage our young people to visit patriotic education bases for Hong Kong and Macau. Now, hope. We want to encourage our young people to grasp opportunities associated with the development of the country. We will vigorously promote digital education, and we will nurture our young people. We are implementing various measures to promote education and also entrepreneurship of young people. Now, we are very concerned about the physical and mental well-being of our young people. Now, from schools, teachers, parents, and the community, both online and offline, we are enhancing our youth emotional support platform. We also encourage and help our young people to develop good values. Now, youth talent. Now, we have already changed the Kai-Tak Isolation Center to become a youth hostel. In Nam Chang, we have a platform called Nam Chang. And in I Square, we have an interactive area. And then the first phase of work ended last year. We are now trying trial run, and the remaining works will be completed within 2026. All in all, as at end March, we have over 120 measures already completed, and the related bureaus are now rolling out the remaining measures. And for details, please refer to the paper. Implementation progress of the blueprint initiatives have been very smooth, and we rely on collaboration of different bureaus and the staunch support from the council and the community. I pause here, and myself and my colleagues are more than happy to take questions from members and to have your input. Thank you. Any supplements from the other undersecretary? All right, I now give the floor to members. All right, I read out the speaking order. Mr. Tang Fei, Mr. Andrew Fan, Mr. Kenneth Lau, Mr. Alvin Lee, Ms. Michelle Tang, and myself. I'll draw line after Mr. Andrew Fan has asked questions. First, Mr. Tang Fei. Thank you, Chair. I have more suggestions than questions. Now, this blueprint was published quite a while ago, and the administration has got various bureaus and policy areas involved. I think we should commend the administration for its efforts. Now, we have to, it's time to update the blueprint. Because when the blueprint was first published, AI, generative technology, was not that popular. It was only in 2023 that ChatGPT suddenly got so popular, and then is advancing by leaps and bounds all over the world, and even the mainland have entered an AI empowerment system. Now, from the Z generation to Alpha generation, we need policies that suit our new generation of young people. Whether we talk about learning, entertainment, and social interaction, this generation use the virtual world for such activities. So I hope the blueprints can catch up with the latest development, and then we can catch up with the latest development of our young people, whether in enhancing their AI literacy and education. I hope we can really catch up with the latest development. Under Secretary, thank you. When the blueprint was launched in 2022, there were two parts. First, that is the blueprint of the Hong Kong SAR government, covering our vision and also our blueprint for our young people. For instance, we want to inspire our young people, and we should embrace diversity among our young people. As for hopes and aspirations, as I said, we hope that our young generation of youth can be equipped with global perspective, aspiring and positive mindset, and also affection for our country and our country. We're not going to change our philosophy and our vision. But of course, when it comes to the measures and actions, we have to catch up with the latest developments. So we share Mr. Tang's views. Now, AI, ChatGPT is already a new trend. Every year, we work with different policy bureaus to see what latest measures should be added to support our young people. I'm very grateful to Mr. Tang's suggestion. We're going to enhance our communication with the INT Bureau and the Education Bureau. I understand that both bureaus have started a new round of work in this regard. Mr. Tang Fei, any follow-up? No. Thank you, Mr. Andrew Fan. Thank you, Chair. It is mentioned that the first patriotic education base for Hong Kong and Macau youth was established by local bridge in Beijing with the aim of letting Hong Kong youth understand more about the history of the War of Resistance. I'd like to know whether you have reviewed the effectiveness of the base, for instance, the number of visitors, and whether they have learned or they've been enlightened after visiting the education base, and what activities can we organize for our young people so that more can take part in learning experience in the patriotic education base. And I'd like to know whether we have specific visits for young people for Hong Kong and Macau or their staff there to interact with our young people so that there can be more unique patriotic education activities for our young visitors. And will you discuss with the mainland officials to see how more patriotic education bases of Hong Kong can be added? Thank you.
Undersecretary, thank you. I will say a few words and then the Commissioner will answer the other parts of the question. Regarding the youth visit to the patriotic education base for Hong Kong and Macau youth last year, after the first base was commissioned, our guidelines for mainland youth exchange under the HYAB have been amended. We encourage our youth groups to make arrangement for young people to visit these patriotic education base. If such a visit is included in the proposal, we will add extra bonus points for them. After the young people have visited the patriotic education base as a part of the mainland exchange program, we will collect questionnaires from them. As far as I understand, 90% of young people who have visited the base were satisfied with the visit. Mr. Wu, thank you for the question. In 2025, the first patriotic education base for Hong Kong and Macau youth was established at the Museum of the War of Chinese People's Resistance Against Japanese Aggression. We're working with other authorities in the mainland because we have to work with not just the mainland departments but also the Macau authorities to look into which patriotic education base should be turned into one for that of the Hong Kong SAR. Now this base is specifically for Hong Kong and Macau youth, and we are identifying the suitable one for our youth. Thank you. Next, Mr. Kenneth Lau. Thank you. After the Youth Development Blueprint have been published, the HYB and many policy bureaus have been working hard on implementing the 160 measures set out. The blueprint have been updated from time to time. And last year, 40 new youth-related measures been rolled out. I'd like to give recognition to the work of the Bureau. I have a few questions. First, on patriotism education. The administration have organized a number of events for the 80th anniversary for the victory of the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the 60th anniversary of the supply of Dongjiang River water to Hong Kong. All these will enhance young people's sense of belonging and patriotism. I wonder what experience or lessons the administration have learned. Next year, it will be the 30th anniversary of our unification with our country. So how can we organize our events better to enhance our young people's sense of national identity? Thank you. Undersecretary. I thank Mr. Lau for his questions and suggestions, and I also like to thank him for his recognition of our work. All policy bureaus of the SAR government have been working together to offer a better business environment for our young people. Mr. Lau just talked about the 80th anniversary of the victory of the War of Resistance and the 60th anniversary of the supply of Dongjiang River water to Hong Kong. In the mainland youth exchange program, we have rolled out guidelines for NGOs to make their applications for the subsidy. under 2 different themes. Last year, according to our statistics, there are 90 tours that are organized based on the 80th anniversary of the victory of the War of Resistance, and there are 40 tours that were organized based on a theme of the 60th anniversary of the supply of Dongjiang water to Hong Kong. Students were able to learn about the challenges faced by the supply of Dongjiang water to Hong Kong, and they were able to visit key national water conservancy projects. I believe that we are going to roll out more themes and guidelines for NGOs to organize tours that are more tailored to recent events. Mr. Lau talked about 2027, which is the year of our 30th anniversary of our unification. We will definitely take this opportunity to encourage more NGOs to take our young people to more different locations to learn more about our history and our country's history. Thank you. Next, Mr. Alvin Lee. Thank you. The administration has done much to implement the Youth Development Blueprint. I'd like to give them recognition for that. As the Undersecretary said, we need to update the blueprint from time to time. We need to contribute to our country. I have a few questions and suggestions. The first one is about Hong Kong. In the 15th Five-Year Plan, it states very clearly that we have to look into a new mode of nurturing talents. We have to enhance young people's science literacy. We need to cultivate their analytical and critical thinking skills. I wonder if in the blueprint we will introduce more measures to promote science education that dovetail with national strategy, so that our young people have the knowledge to contribute to our country. That's my first point. Second, there are 2 items in this meeting. The first one is about mega events, a mega event economy. The Youth Development Blueprint is about unleashing the potential of our young people to contribute to our country. There is a survey showing that there is low awareness of our young people towards community events. As we are developing mega events economy, I wonder if we should include in the blueprint more elements of mega events so that they recognize its value and significance. This is how we can encourage them to participate in this specific sector more. Thank you. Undersecretary, Mr. Clarence Leung, please. Thank you, Mr. Lee, for the question and suggestion. Regarding your first question on how we can contribute to our country, our country promotes the tripartite collaboration among the education, science, and talents elements. The Chief Executive is going to announce the Hong Kong's 5-year plan very soon. I believe that the relevant details will be included. I will ask my colleagues from the Education Bureau to talk about whether we should promote science further among our young people in our curriculum. We have been offering mainland exchange and internship opportunities for our young people. We offer thematic internship and placements so that young people know more about the new kind of technology so that they identify their own career path. We have a thematic internship program, and there are 16 young people who visited the Science Council of China, and they were able to do projects under the tutorship of some professors. At Qingdao, every year, we have an internship place for young people to learn about ocean technology. Our interns were able to have access to the top-tier ocean technology. After the experience, they may be able to bring the knowledge back to Hong Kong to contribute to our country and our national development. The member just also talked about mega events. I understand that young people are interested in not just participating in mega events, they took part in them as volunteers. The HYAB have been working with many policy bureaus. When they have mega events, they often invite young people to participate as volunteers. At APEC, last year or the year before the last, there were 5 people who were selected to visit Peru to attend a youth summit under APEC. We try to fight for more international mega events to be held in Hong Kong. You have overrun. Education Bureau, please. Thank you, Chairman. We have been working very closely with the HYAB. We want to enhance students' understanding of innovation and technology. We have improved our curriculum on science, and we have also reinforced teacher training. On popular science education, I understand that the LCSD have many science-related events. We work with them to continue to improve and review our activities so that our students and young people are kept up to date in terms of our science and technology. Next, Ms. Michelle Tang. Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to give recognition to the government for caring about our young people. I'm glad to see the implementation of Youth Development Blueprint. In the paper, you said that you have been offering summer internships, VPET education, mainland exchange programs, international visits, so on and so forth. It's perhaps difficult for us to quantify the effectiveness, but is there any indicators or surveys done to let us know how the young people feel after participating in the projects or events you organized? I'd like to also ask about mental health. Many young people and children are not that happy. They feel stressed. Some of them hurt themselves, cut their wrists. It seems that even with so much support from psychiatrists, doctors, nurses, social workers, the root cause has not been addressed. How do we identify the problem? Thank you.
Mr. Lau, thank you, Ms. Tang, for your questions. With regard to the first question, we have different measures with objectives and also indicators under the blueprint. Ms. Tang, we can have indicators, and can we use questionnaire surveys to collect those indicators? Well, in fact, for young people who have taken part in our exchange and internship programs, they have to fill out questionnaires, and we ask them for areas for improvement. In addition to that, how the sharing after such visits is also very important. I've taken part in some of their sharing sessions in my last few years of service within the Hong Kong SAR government. We have always adjusted our policies, taking into account views expressed by these young people in their sharing and communication. We attach a lot of importance to communicating with our young people. So this year we have a new thematic internship program, and that is a media thematic internship program in Hunan that will last for about 3 weeks. Just last Christmas, we invited 20 young people studying communication to attend Hunan TV station for a 5 to 7 day exchange session. I asked their views, what have they learned, and then we can have more information to discuss with the reception side on the mainland so as to improve our program to get the best for our young people. As regards mental health, I would defer to the Education Bureau. Yes, please. Thank you. For mental well-being, we focus on the first tier mechanism. We focus a lot on identification of students that are vulnerable in schools and give them support. In schools, we have professional teams such as guidance teachers, social workers, and educational psychologists. They work as a team to support students that need assistance. Mr. Adrian Ho, our Vice Chairman. Thank you. I fully support the work of the Youth Development Blueprint. I'm sure the work will continue to be enhanced regard to the 15th five-year plan. Hopefully, we can have more resources for our young people. This is not really a question, it's an opinion only. And I'd like to ask 2 questions. The self-nomination scheme of young people, there are 600 places. I'd like to know how many of these have been appointed to important advisory committees, and how do you assess the influence and impact of these very talented young people? For this open up online support platform, you're going to enhance the use of AI to identify high-risk cases. Can you tell us how the platform will operate? What measures do you have to ensure that the judgment of AI is accurate and that there will not be any misunderstanding or wrong judgment? Because we are going to rely on a machine to do an assessment. And can you tell us more about the operation of the platform? Thank you, Mr. Adrian Ho, for your questions. I fully agree that when Mr. Ho and I were younger, we really looked forward to more interaction, opportunities of interaction with one another. This term of government has spared no efforts to support further development of our young people, because we understand that young people are the future pillars of Hong Kong as well as the country. And I think it's worthwhile to give more support and assistance and for our young people and unleash their potential. Now, we are in the 9th term of the self-nomination scheme of young people, involving over 130 committees, and there are over 600 places. We usually have a batch of 20 committees for young people to nominate themselves, and each young person selected to join a committee is the choice of the young person concerned. I believe people sign up for a particular committee because they have interest for the work of that particular committee. We want to encourage our young people to understand more about community affairs and community building and work of the government. We also want them to become volunteers of care teams, for instance. And when they work as volunteers in community activities, they can also give us their views. I think this will help to equip our young people to join more crucial advisory committees of the government. Now we have youth committee. As we all know, there are 2 youth committees in each district. We have over 20 members that are under 18 years old. So we have lowered the floor for self-nomination to 16 years old. The objective is to allow more people to take part in the work of the government. As for opening up, I will defer to my colleague. Open up. Can you please repeat your question? Open Up is the youth emotional support platform online. Undersecretary. Well, I think it's better for the Social Welfare Department to respond. Thank you. Regarding Open Up, it's operated by our online youth emotional youth support teams. We enhanced our services last year, and the cyber youth support teams use the platform Open Up to provide 24-hour real-time online counseling services for young people experiencing emotional distress. The use of AI is only when we receive messages, printed messages, and the AI will help us to identify crucial words that indicate that the person is experiencing emotional express. So AI will help us in triaging and will remind caseworkers or social workers to respond to such messages the earliest possible. The system will also suggest some immediate response. For instance, how to respond to the message and how to deal with the crisis. There are suggestions for the social worker concerned. In fact, the system is already doing this, and hopefully in the future we can collect more information and do more analysis, and then we can understand the trend of our young people and how they tend to express themselves that can enhance the usefulness of our system. This is my turn. And the agenda item will end after my questions and answers. So the Undersecretary and also Mr. Adrian Ho said that when they were young, they didn't have that internship opportunities. In fact, the first time I had the opportunity to leave Hong Kong to visit the mainland was when I was in Form 6. It was at the year of the handover. FTU gave me a sponsorship of $1,000, and I rode on the so-called green trains, and I spent 10 days in the mainland. Now, I visited schools in Kwun Tong. Principals are saying that every summer vacation there can be 6 trips, and then it's free of charge. So our young people or students have ample opportunities, not just to visit the mainland, but other countries as well. So I've got a few questions. The Secretary mentioned APEC. APEC, this is the Chinese year for APEC. We have APEC summits being held in the country. In November, there will be one in Shenzhen, and for ministerial meetings in Hong Kong in October. So I'd like to know whether our university students will have the opportunity to participate in APEC events so that they can have a stronger global perspective given the current global tensions. I believe there is some more urgent need for our young people to understand what's happening in the world. The second question is about the rule of law, a sense of the rule of law among our young people. Through the HCB, we have enhanced education in this regard. I'd like to know whether you have any encouraging figures for us, whether there is now a heightened sense of respect for the rule of law among our young people. The Secretary for Security, Mr. PK Tang, said there would be special arrangement for young people who had gone astray in the past. And what about the concept of mobile population? Hong Kong is an international city. We have mobile and transit population from the mainland or other countries to work, to study in Hong Kong. Now, the blueprint is for young people. It shouldn't just cater for young people who were born in Hong Kong. I'd like to know whether your blueprint will cover this group of transient young population in Hong Kong. Thank you. So I, in fact, knew about the so-called green trains, so it goes to show my age. The Secretary asked whether there can be more opportunities to enhance the global horizon of our young people. And the second is about youth development. And the third question is, apart from locally born young people in Hong Kong, because we're attracting young talents to Hong Kong, what can the blueprint do to this group of people? In his policy address last year, the CE announced that we have a nurturing scheme for young people. We hope to encourage our young people to have more international opportunities. Now, you mentioned APEC. Whenever we have international conferences in Hong Kong, how can we fight for more internship places or volunteering places for our young people? This is what we've been doing with some progress. And every year we can secure places with the UN, thanks to the support of the government, of the central government. We have secured opportunities for young people to go on internship for about half a year in Belt and Road countries, in UN organizations, refugees organizations. This can really help to broaden the horizon of our young people. When there are international conferences or international internship opportunities, we will try to secure them for our young people. One of the purposes of the blueprint is to build a positive mindset among our young people, and that includes a very strong sense for the rule of law and law-abidingness. We rely on our young people to have respect for the law, and it is important that we foster a proper sense of the rule of law among our young people. In the first phase of our positive mindset development program, we have supported the the Association for Ex-Offenders, and also another organization to run organizations for our young people to join. And we also cooperate with the Department of Justice. The Secretary for Justice attaches great importance to this. We have this Role Stars Train the Leaders program, and also an ambassador program. And we have also got a Security Bureau Youth Uniform Group Leaders Forum. We nominate people to take part in the forum. It's been 3 years already, and I think we have achieved a lot. We also enhanced our collaboration with uniform groups to enhance the law-abiding awareness of our young people. Perhaps the Security Bureau can talk a little bit more about the ambassador scheme. There are different items under the blueprint. We have got measures targeting those aged between 35 and 40. For non-local students who come from the mainland or other countries to study in Hong Kong, we have different activities and also programs. We have a certain amount of quota set aside for them. They can take part in internship as well as exchange programs. Perhaps I can invite the Security Bureau to respond. Yes, please be succinct.
Thank you. We want people to not just abide by the law, but safeguard national security proactively. We have been promoting national security in Hong Kong. Say, for example, we have a general knowledge of national security law, some 32,000 students covering some 651 schools participating. And every year we have more and more schools and students taking part in the competition. CSD is important in upholding the rule of law, and there is this project path of the CSD to help young people rehabilitate. We want them to learn more about Chinese history, and we want to teach them the right and correct values and help them patch up their relationship with their families. For offenders contravening national security laws after the Black Cat violence, the recidivism rate is 0.4%. Compared to regular persons in custody, their recidivism rate is about 20%. So in terms of sense of law abidingness, the efforts of CSD have come to fruition. Thank you very much. That concludes this item. Next, any other business? There being no AOB, meeting adjourned. Thank you.